Hi Felters and welcome. Today we are going to make pumpkins. They are just so easy. They are fantastic beginner projects. They are really good for Halloween. They last from year to year, so that once you've done them, you've got them. They're just great. I've been doing them for some craft fairs and I've really enjoyed making them. So let's show you how I make them. The one in the back is a real pumpkin, by the way. Let's get started. Just to show you, I've got a range of wools out. I've got carded wools, I've got some dyed locks, and I've got some merinos. So you can use a mix of what you got. It doesn't all have to be orange. I've done a green one, I've done a grey one. You could do a pink and purple. This is just to show you some of the ones I did. I'm going to show you how to make these spirals. They're super easy. They're great for other things as well as pumpkins. That one's the green one. Then there's the grey, and I've just used some sheep locks on the top. And then this one I did leaves, and then this one I used those curly locks on. So those are the curly locks. So let's get started. So this is a core wool. I'm doing a video on core wool and what it is, because so many people say, what is core wool? It's nothing complicated, but this is core wool. It's cheap wool basically that I don't want to use for anything else. And so we're just going to squish it in. I sort of pulled it in and under and secured it in and then went all round it. And then I get some of my nicer carded wool just to make it smoother around the edges. And then just spend quite a bit of time firming it up. You don't have to do it loads, because my method is I put it all on, put the outer coat on, and then I firm it all up. So I'm using the tri-needle just to speed things up a bit. See, it goes a little bit smaller. And then we'll get the actual colour that you want your pumpkin to be, and we're going to put that on next. And again, I'm using a carded wool because it's a lot quicker and the lines don't show. I do use the merinos for some of the lines around the edge, which you'll see in a bit. So once I've put all the coat on, then I spend probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, just firming it all up. And this is when I like to do it. You don't have to put the lines in yet for the pumpkin, we'll do that afterwards. So there we go, I did spend about 20 minutes, half an hour. This is a roving, so you can pull it out and then attach one end, twist it and attach it at the other end, and then run the needle along the line, and that gives you the lovely segment for the pumpkin. It's so easy to do. You can do this segment with carded wool as well. You just twist it lots, and you might have to do it in 2 bits. And then, so I do one side and then I do the opposite side, so it's nice and equal. Then I will do quarters, and then I will subdivide them. I wouldn't try and go round the pumpkin and do each section as you go, because it might end up uneven. So this is a very easy way of doing it. I just needed a bit extra there at the bottom. So easy to add on. And then you do the quarters, and then away you go. So I'll just speed that up. It's quite satisfying to watch. And then just needle felt it down. Now I didn't needle felt the line loads, because normally I go over it right at the end. So you can needle felt it a bit, and then when you've finished your pumpkin with all the top bits, go over the lines right at the end, and it really makes your segments sort of stand out and look really pumpkin like. Now I've been adding detail on the segment bits, so I took some of the brighter orange and then I put a little mixture colour on top of that to give it a bit of definition. And I did this on quite a lot of the other pumpkins, so it just merges the colours a bit, gives it something a bit more depth, and it's up to you. You don't have to do this, but I do think you could literally use any colour. You could use a lighter colour, you could have a pumpkin with spots. Like I always like to say, just use what you've got. So that makes it a little bit brighter. And that one I used a little bit on those two. So we're going to do the stalk at the top, and I'm just checking all the colours and that I'm happy that they all go. Those curly bits I'll show you in a minute. So with the stalk at the top, I literally grabbed a slither. You can combine slithers, and I just started gently felting it, holding one end, and then the top end I turn over and in, and this is going to be slightly wider, so it gives the appearance of the stalk. So if you hold the other end and have a fluffy bit at the other end, that will help you when you attach it. And so just needle felt it firmly at one bit so it ends up being thinner and then bigger at the, or wider at the top end here. It's not hard to do, but it does take a little bit of time. And then if you place it upside down and needle felt down into the mat, it helps you get a flat edge to the top bit. Don't do it too much, just gives you like a little rim. You can do your stalks curly as well. There's lots of different ways. Just look up pumpkin, needle felted pumpkins. There's so many different ways you could do it. And then all that fluffy felted bit, I just pulled it out and then start felting it in, and this will give you a nice strong attachment to the base. This whole pumpkin took me about an hour to an hour and a half, so it doesn't take too long. So these are the curly twists. So you take your wool, it can be carded or roving or tops, wrap it around something that you can pop. Well, it's because I put it in the oven because I like things to be done. So you wrap it round, all the way round, and then I wet it because you're going to put boiling water on it. So if you wet it, it stays on, and then you could go and boil a kettle. But I've got a hot water tap, so I just put the boiling water on it, and that's it. And then once you've done them all on the sticks or whatever you're going to do, because I can't be bothered to wait overnight or put them on the radiator, I put them in the oven for about half an hour, 40 minutes, really low, and they're done. So you can do it all in one day, which is quite nice. So half an hour, 40 minutes, sort of really low, and then you gently, when they're done, take them out, let them cool down, and then loosen them up a little bit, and then just slide them off. If you've got the wooden skewers, watch out for splinters, because I splintered myself a couple of times. Keep your fingers on the wool, and there you have them. They're so good. You could use them for all sorts of things. So we take the top. I've done this quite quick because I'm going to show it close up in a minute. So you attach the top, and then you hold them where you want them to be and make them sort of curl around. You could do them in swirls, twists, you could do them all together. You don't have to attach them to the pumpkin. So I attach at the top, and then where the little lines are in the ringlets, those are the bits I needle felt in to give it that look and to make it nice and firm and stay where it should be. These are like the tendrils or tentacles, I think you'd call them, but I just like them to be quite pretty. And there we go, not difficult. And then I take the orange little locks that I had, and I'm going to put these in between, and it's just a lovely little detail. You could do a little leaf on the top instead. Like I said, just have a look on Pinterest. There's so many different types of things you can do with pumpkins. I'd love to see a pink and purple pumpkin. I think that's a really lovely idea. And then you just put a bit more all the way around. And to be honest, that is it. This one here I did 2 leaves, and then those little tendrils or tentacles at the front, I just got some wool, well, 2 colours, twisted them round, attached the top end, and then just gently needle felted it into the shape I wanted. So that's so easy to do as well. So you don't even have to faff with the oven. So here they are, all done. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired to go and try out whatever colours you want to do. Let me know in the comments how it goes. I've got several other videos coming up. I really am doing my hooves, paws and claws soon, I promise. And thanks for watching.